Welcome back to Build Your Empire Through Real Estate. I'm your host, Alexis Alikas, and I have special guests with me all the way from New Jersey, both Colleen and Sally. Welcome.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you two?
Good. Excellent.
Good. Excellent. You guys are sitting in your office. You're joining me all the way from Keller Williams Ridgewood in New Jersey, and you guys have a astounding 471 agent count there. Pretty incredible. And you guys have been with the company for how long, for those that are listening?
Since the beginning.
Since the beginning. We actually launched in January of 2011.
2011.
Yeah, our official first transmittal was, I think, March or May.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we've been
So excellent.
I think I joined about a week or two before you.
Yeah.
I love that. So you guys are going to be a wealth of knowledge. We have a lot of first-time team leader or brokerage owners or general managers that listen with us and are really interested in learning how you guys have been able to, since 2011, grow your office, your real estate team there to over 471 agents. Pretty incredible. Before we dive into all the nitty-gritty, I'm going to go ahead and introduce both of you properly. Colleen Kossoff is a dynamic team leader and leadership coach serving the Bergen County, New Jersey market, known for her ability to build thriving market centers and inspire high-performing agents. She has opened successful offices in Ridgewood and Woodcliff Lakes, recruited a powerhouse core group to Tenafly, and launched Fort Lee with a record-breaking agent count in the region. She is a black belt team leader and a MAPS leadership coach. Colleen blends strategic vision with a deep belief in people's potential. Her mission is simple yet profound: to help agents build businesses worth owning and lives worth living. She is driven by the conviction that success in real estate isn't just about production, but about leadership, culture, and creating a legacy that lasts. Colleen, welcome.
Yeah.
Yes, and Sally Ponchak has been part of Keller Williams Village Square Realtors since the very beginning, as we just mentioned, joining in February of 2011, ahead of the official opening in March. She started as an agent, becoming team leader in 2012, and stepped into the broker of record role in 2017, where she continues to lead today. Under her leadership, the Market Center achieved Black Belt recruiter status in 2015, a success she proudly credits to a strong and collaborative leadership team. Sally believes leadership development is the foundation of growth through smart hiring, team alignment, and ongoing connection. In her current role, her greatest focus is cultivating a culture that makes a large market center feel connected and energized. Known as both the broker and director of fun, Sally brings heart, inclusivity, and momentum into everything she leads. Welcome, Sally, as well.
Aren't you in the Team Leader Hall of Fame?
I am in the Team Leader Hall of Fame.
I forgot that. Yeah.
And she forgot that in her own bio. And we need to be celebrating. She's also in the Team Leader Hall of Fame. And for those that are not with Keller Williams, there's a lot of things that we joke around on here that's Kellerisms, right? So we do have a handful of listeners that are listening outside with other brokerages who are really interested in growing their mega teams, real estate brokerages, etc. There's a few nuances that I'd love to point and give tribute to. Sally, what does that mean when you say the Team Leader Hall of Fame?
To be honest, I'm not exactly sure, but they look at your production, how many agents you recruited and other things about the market center.
You have to be profitable for X amount of years in a row. I think at least 5.
Yeah.
A certain amount, over 500,000.
And I had no idea this was going to happen. You have to be nominated by someone in your region, and they have to supply a lot of information.
I love that. Yes, there's a lot that goes
into going.
Yeah, there you go.
I wasn't going to go to family reunion, and they said, no, we really want you to come. And then I found out.
My goodness, which means you wouldn't have accepted or gotten there for the award, right? So good thing they did convince you. Yes, that is a huge achievement, right? Out of over 1,000 offices, you have to be elected, you have to be profitable a certain amount of time at a certain amount, you have to be growing, you have to be a net positive. I think there is a tremendous amount of things that they value that on. So that's pretty incredible. And both of you have black belted, which for those that are listening and maybe that are newer to Keller Williams, what does that mean? Because that's pretty important as well.
I actually forget the exact amount of it, but I got it for Fort Lee.
It's based on the number of agents you recruit, I think in a specified time.
I think it's a year. It's a year, isn't it?
Yeah. And I want to say today it's 100. Is it 100 gross and net positive 40?
Yeah, I did that in Fort Lee. I think I've done that more than once.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
I've launched market centers. So when you open them, it's always the best way to do it.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. For those that are listening, launching a market center, tell me what's led to that kind of success and how do you get that opportunity? What does that entail, Colleen?
So I actually got that opportunity to launch Ridgewood back in 2011 and had no idea who Keller Williams was, what a team leader was supposed to do. I failed miserably right away. We had to get somebody in who was Kellerized, but my OP, who we have 5 market centers in our group now, he just said, listen, just go learn. And I did. Then he gave me the opportunity to open Woodcliff Lake. And that one I got launch of the year. So that's when I started. Then I did Tenafly, Fort Lee. The only one I didn't do was Rutherford. But I did incubate them in Fort Lee. So I've had my hand in all 5 market centers. It's great. You start from the very beginning. I like it. I loved it. I think that's why I've been in the role.
Obviously really great at it.
But now I'm back home. This is the one I started, and I've been back here for 3 years now.
I love that.
And when I was team leader, Colleen was my broker.
Yeah, I'm not good at it.
So we work really well together.
Yeah.
Hey, so you kind of have switched places a little bit.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah. And you've been together a long
That
time.
wasn't going to be long for me. I have no attention to detail. They're really lucky I got in and out of there and went on to open Woodcliff Lake.
Yeah, there you go. I love that.
Yeah, big picture person.
Yes, excellent. So Sally's the detail, you're the bigger picture. Tell those that are listening, you are very dynamic when it comes to attracting talent, right? Agents to your market centers, to your team. Talk a little bit about some of those growth numbers, because I think those that are listening, for you to be doing this as long as you have and to be in a top office in your entire New York tri-state region, you have to be growing at a significant rate. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Well, it really depends on the month and what we're doing. If we are, fortunate enough to be, attracting a small indie or something, then the numbers could be quite significant. Otherwise, we're just hacking away at, at just whatever we can. I mean, it's gotten a little more trying lately. It's not as easy. We have a lot more competition than we did 15 years ago. We are, for me, it's all about the relationships. And we just brought in a team to our Fort Lee office that I literally have been in conversation with for 10 years. And it was a big team. It was a big deal at Keller Williams, but sometimes it just takes a while. It's a marathon. Sometimes it's not a sprint. And then I can meet with somebody in a week and they're here. So it's just, just keep on going.
Yeah. And when you say big team, for those that are listening, we don't have to name drop by any means. I don't know if they've announced it, but what kind of production is a big team?
It was about 150 million.
Big team.
Right.
Yeah. How many agents?
I think he was up to, with the whole team itself, maybe it was about 28, I think.
Wow. Excellent. So you guys are attracting some serious talent. And what I've also heard is and sometimes it doesn't happen overnight. That was a conversation, relationship you've been building for 10 years. So for those that are maybe haven't been around, right, for 10 years as a team leader or a rainmaker looking to grow their team, what would be your biggest piece of advice when things get hard and we have goals and markets change and dynamics change and we have more competition, whatever it may be? What do you do on a consistent basis, and what would be your advice to be here 15 plus years later?
I mean, it's just doing the activities. It's staying in relationship. It's lead generating. I've been doing this so long over the whole, the county, Bergen County. We have 5 offices. So I pretty much know everybody, all the top agents, or they know of me. So they do take my call, which is nice. I can get a mega on the phone easier than a brand new agent. So but that's just because I, have built those relationships. You just have to continually do the same activities. When I got launch of the year in Woodcliff Lake, it was during that 2-10-40. You had, 2 appointments every day, 10 a week, 40 a month. You just have to keep, that has always stayed in my mind. There's times when it's impossible and times when you can, break that record and do more, but you just have to keep at it.
Yeah. So what I hear you saying is the 210, the 2 appointments per day, the 10 held per week, and the 40 per month. Is that the standard that you and your team still live by?
I think it's been ingrained in me. So we try.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about your team, right? You have 471 agents. Obviously, Sally is your incredible broker. Talk to me a little bit about what your leadership team looks like to service that level of agents and grow at the pace you guys do.
So I have a co-team leader. So David Lotan and I will, and he just joined us recently from another market center. So we'll focus more on the R2s and the R1s if we have to, which, meaning the lower producing agents. We have somebody who just handles the K-score agents. And then we have, I don't want to do new agents anymore. I haven't for a very long time. So I don't want to call her a Dofi. What do you call Claire? Director of everything. She'll meet with
Director of operations.
Yeah, she'll meet with all the new agents. Sally will meet with at any level that, people still call her. So we have, 4 people and, focusing on growth in the market center. We have an MCA, an assistant MCA. We have a full-time MCTT, market center tech trainer. We have a productivity coach who we have to get to focus more on growth than she does. That's probably one of our weak links. And we have part-time Patty.
Part-time Patty. But she's a great recruiter.
She comes in once a week and just hits the phones and sets appointments with us.
Okay.
She's been, when I call her part-time, is because she's retired at least 3 times and we keep pulling her back for a couple hours.
Perfect.
And
So like a little bit of a part-time ISA.
I think the biggest thing too is that we have such a great team here. We've chosen wonderful people for each role. They're perfect in their role, but some of them do help us with actual recruiting, but they all help us by doing all the things that we don't have time to do.
Yes.
And doing it really well.
Yes. So what I hear you saying is you guys are very methodical in hiring for those that are really good at staying in their lane and then keeping them in their lane. And those that are able to do growth are focused on that, maybe in addition to their lane, but there's fewer and far between.
Yeah, I don't want to, because we do want to encourage people to grow out of their lane also.
Sure.
And to come within the company. I personally have created team leaders from other, positions in our world. So if somebody wants to do something else, if they have the right profile, we're going to help them move on.
Yeah, absolutely. We haven't even mentioned, which people are going to be absolutely flabbergasted by, how many are you guys on average grossing per month? I think is pretty important for us to notate.
I can't do this without Stephanie. She's my brain. I don't know on the average. We have to have a minimum of 10. I mean, a minimum. So it could go anywhere between 10, 15. And then of course we have some bad months, but whatever it is, our retention is excellent. And I want to say those numbers were bigger, a couple of years ago, but now, with the market, what's going on with the market, it's harder for newer agents. That's where we're seeing a little bit of a pullback. Is there's not as many agents wanting to get into the business right now.
Yeah. So the numbers may be,
those numbers can fluff up your gross.
Yes.
And that's the challenge right now.
Yeah. And I think what I experience working with many market centers is it's okay. And it's the quality kind of era versus the quantity, right? And what I hear you guys doing well is still really focusing on that quality. And it helps to have like a growth team and obviously doing it as long as you have, etc.
Yeah.
And also doing the things to keep the back door, so to speak, shut. We really try to always be reaching out to our agents, creating fun activities for them to do. A
robust training calendar, bringing in,
training.
Bringing in outside trainers, doing whatever we have to do.
Yeah.
To create the excitement and the value. I mean, what makes us different?
Yeah. When you say a robust, so first and foremost, I know those that are listening, including myself, is curious. When you say a great retention rate, what is that number? If you had to make a guess without Stephanie.
It's quite high.
I would say, well, it's under 20%, which is for our area.
Yeah. Which is, and NAR suggests that our average across the board nation is like 30.
It's actually well under.
Well under 20%. Okay, so well under the national average, which is fantastic. So those that are listening are curious, what would be the number one thing you believe attributes to that low of an attrition rate? And give us some info on it. Give us, if it's a training calendar, well, tell us more about that, right? Give me your number one and tell me more about it so people that are listening can implement.
So I want to say it's the training calendar, but it's a combination of so many things.
Yeah.
And I really do think that our open door policy, our support that we give our agents, we do something that we call BCP, which is Bergen County Support, which is we have hired virtual assistants for our agents so they can use them, on the go to write a contract, do a listing presentation. We pay for that. We have to give added value. I mean, the training calendar, it is always, we're doing tech classes where we have masterminds for every level. Oh my God, we have so much.
We try to bring in special speakers from outside of the market center, so it's not just the same people teaching classes all the time.
Yeah, it's never just one thing. It really is the combination of the whole.
The whole package.
Yeah.
You've got to have the culture as well as the training.
I think the culture is probably maybe number one. And, after COVID and everything, it took a couple of years to get that back. And I remember because I came back 3 years ago and we were like, okay, we've got some empty desks, some empty offices. We don't have, if at most, we have one desk that's available in this, and we have a whole building. Yeah. People want to come here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious, what does your day, Colleen, look like in comparison to if you were saying recruiting versus retention? How much time would you say on average you're spending on each?
So I live and breathe recruiting. There's never a time in my life that I'm not thinking about it, even if I'm doing retention. And it really depends on the day and what's going on here. So I'm an early bird. This is a little late for me because it's almost like 5 o'clock here. I'm in the office between around 7:30 the latest. So there's those early bird people that I've got that tight relationship with. Depending on what's going on in the market center during the day, you'll see who's in and out. Protected time is usually 9:30 to 11 for lead generation. That's protected. Other than that, it's going to be, hit or miss during the day, who comes in. And like I said, it's almost open door. Sally and I have both been real estate agents for decades. We understand the mentality of an agent. If they need me on a Saturday, they know that I will answer my phone if I can.
We both
do. So they know that they have us. And you know what? With 400 and something agents, and plus I've got all the agents from the other market centers that if I recruited them, I'm the mama bird, and they, they're going to ask me. It's not that much. So you can tell people, contact me if you need me. It's never a big deal. Right. It's never over. It's not a burden.
And it's just the attitude that we have. But I think we've kind of shown by example for all the people who work here that we're here to service. Without our agents, we don't have jobs. So
right. And that's the servant leadership.
The other thing that we have, I mean, we, like I think what Sally was saying, some of our core group is still with us for 15 years now, almost 15 years.
Most of them.
Yeah, but we've lost people along the way. We have so many homegrown cappers and teams that came to us, from other offices and grew here and had never been anyplace else. And they left. We get them back. I always say that's my superpower. If I've recruited them once, hey, I can get you another time. So if you leave, it's not going to be a big deal more than we're going to stay in touch with you and keep touching on you and bringing you back in. And I think we have a really good.
And we're very fair and kind if they tell us they're leaving.
First, we try to keep them.
Yes, yeah. Of course.
But we hear so many stories of agents who left somewhere and the company was just terrible to them, and almost mean to them. We're not, because we know we have a good shot at getting them back.
Yeah. Gosh, there's so many different questions that are going through my mind, right? That I know that would be going through others if they were having the conversation. And one of the things that was my absolute biggest aha and takeaway that I know those listening are thinking the same thing. And Colleen, you've worked with so many market centers like myself at this point that you would know the first thing that someone's going to say to you if you're coaching them about an open door policy is, oh my gosh, I can never hit my numbers because of the gotta minutes. If I have an open door policy, no one's going to respect my time. I'm going to get derailed every day, and lead generation is the first thing to go. How do you balance both with an open door policy, and exactly specifically how?
Well, I do have a lead generation time. Like I said, I have a protected time pretty much until about 11 o'clock. My time is protected. When I say it's an open door, I think people pretty much know when they can get us and when they can. If they'll text me, I'll get back to them as soon as I can.
And they also know that they can call me.
Yeah. Or get somebody else here. Yeah. A lot of times it's like, it's really not me that they need. It could be somebody else. So we do have people protecting our time. Yeah, the gotta minutes can kill you. I'm really good at I'm really good at being able to cut people off with a smile. I'm sorry. You'd have to be. Otherwise, you will get sucked into it. And if I am busy, I will let them know. When I say open door, they need to know that we're here for them. That's all.
Absolutely.
But of course, you have to be able to protect your time. You have
Well,
to.
I love that. You have an open door, right? That's such a powerful coaching moment. You can have an open door policy and help people feel cared for and choose the boundaries and the hours in which you can do that.
Yeah.
Right? It's unlikely that your agents even contact you 15 years later at 10 o'clock on a Saturday, and because they respect your boundaries and times that you have set forth. And it's probably taken some time to teach people how to treat you, but once you did and you stuck to those boundaries, they respect them, and you have some of the highest retention rate in our entire company. And so that's something that I'm hoping people hear from that, is that you can recruit and attract at a very high level, you can retain at a very high level, and you can maintain control of your calendar every single day while people still feel cared for.
And that's the most important part. They need to feel cared for. They have to feel important. And when I came back to this market center, there were hundreds of people that I didn't know, and I felt awful. I still sometimes, because it had grown so much since I had left it. And, that sometimes really upsets me that I'll have to go to Claire or somebody and go, because you need to call them by their name. They have to know that they're important, no matter who they are or what they're doing. We're dealing with human beings and lives here.
Do you have a system that you follow to try to make sure you know as many as possible by name?
It just takes time. No, there's no system. In the beginning, I'm a very visual person, so we used to have a different MLS that had pictures on it. So that was really helpful to me. But now we don't have that system anymore where I could pull up a whole list of them. So, but I think I know almost all of them now.
Yeah. And you don't become number one in your MLS since 2013, right? For just winging it. Tell me and those that are listening, what's maybe one of the biggest system drivers that you guys can attribute to that kind of level of success?
I think in the very beginning, we used to, as a market center, set goals, and we'd make one of those like thermometer things. And we'd say, like, we want to hit, first it was like, we want to do 1,000 listings, and then it became 2,000 listings. And so realtors typically are very competitive. And so we would set the goals and say, like, okay, we want to get here. And then once we achieved the number one, we let them know each month if we're still number one. And if somebody's starting to get close, we're like, come on, guys, we got to retain our number one. And they respond to that.
I love that. So still remind.
Yeah, we have a high ROP. We have our OP, we have a high level of accountability. everybody is held accountable. Everybody is. I mean, most days we start every morning with a stand up meeting. The staff knows what's going on. I'm held accountable every morning by the OP. I mean, we are constantly looking at our goals. Constantly, we know exactly what's going on. It's not hit or miss. We're very purposeful about what we do.
Yeah.
And that's never changed. Yeah, maybe we keep adding more things and taking things away, a new system or model or system. But, in general, it's all about accountability.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. And in those daily meetings, and it's Monday through Friday as a staff for your stand up.
So our staff we used to do it Monday through Friday, but now we're down to 3 days a week. And then we do a tactical once a week, full staff. It could be anywhere from half an hour to an hour.
Yeah, that's like a longer meeting where anybody on the staff can bring up a concern or make a suggestion for something we could be doing.
The morning stand up is more about, what's going on. Like today, it's the end of the month. So what are we waiting for? When is transmittal going to be? If we have an event, what's the count? It just depends on what's going on in the market center that day. If we need to have one on one of the off days, we do, because we're all sort of here and we try to connect in the morning anyhow.
Yeah. And so what I hear is it is
around 9:00.
Okay. And I hear it's mandatory. And is there a set of numbers that you guys cover on that Monday, Wednesday, Friday, guaranteed?
No, we've done that in the past. Yes, we have. We went through the marketing and we've done that in the past, but right now we're not doing that. No.
Yeah. Did you find that helpful, or would you recommend that for a market center that's maybe struggling hitting their goals?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Every day go over appointments or, for me, so we all have our different strengths and weaknesses or what you're looking at. I'm a company dollar freak. So I need to know exactly what our company dollar is, what's coming in. So that, to me, that has always ruled me. Where somebody else might be a gross and net freak, I'm a company dollar because it all is sort of tied together.
What's the revenue? Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. Well, ladies, it has been incredible. You both are a wealth of knowledge. I just have to ask as a final question, what's a piece of advice that you have gotten on your journeys that you can absolutely not live without, that you want to give to anybody else listening right now?
There's so many things. I would say, number one, learn as much as you can, as quickly as you can if you're new to the role. I mean, when Colleen and I started out, we would go to these meetings and we'd hear someone ask a question, the person leading the meeting, and these people would raise their hand and they would always know the answer. And I remember turning to Colleen earlier in the going and saying, are we ever going to know these answers? But we kept going and we kept learning. And one day, fast forward a little bit, we were sitting in a meeting and I said, Colleen, we know the answers now.
We know that answer. Yeah.
Don't give up. There will always be a win. Sometimes you really feel like it's Groundhog Day. Every day is the same. You have to break through it. You really do. You do have to do those activities. You do have to protect your time. And you have to, the God minutes have got to get away. But you have to continue through it, because I always say I recruit in clumps. It's like I'll have a dry period and then all of a sudden they all hit. And then so you have to be able to continue. Don't give up. Don't give up and don't hide from it. It's not for everybody to have this job. Trust me, I love it. I know what to do in this seat. And it's, I don't know. I don't know what else I would do. I'm so happy to have found this company and this position.
I love that. Don't give up. Don't give up during the lulls.
No,
consistency.
You know what? It's easy to say, to everybody wants it to happen like this. It doesn't happen that fast sometimes. It doesn't. You know that. If you sit here and you're brand new to the position and you think, okay, I'm going to recruit this one, it's going to happen. It's not. Yes, you will get some wins, but you have to be consistent and you have to keep doing it.
Yeah, I love
Otherwise,
that.
you get beaten down.
Yeah. Such good advice, ladies. Thank you so much. I truly
thank
appreciate
you.
your time. Of course. If people are looking for more of you, where can they find you? Instagram, Facebook, what's your handle? So if people wanted more of you, they could follow along.
They can just, I'm Colleen Kossoff, all one word, at kw.com or
Yeah.
you can,
And same with my name, Sally Ponchak at kw.com.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, I'm sure, hopefully, if people have additional questions, you guys are a wealth of knowledge. You know where to find both of these lovely ladies now. Thank you for those that are listening for tuning in.
Keller Williams Village Square Realty. You can pull us up.
Perfect. Or the website. And of course, for those that are listening, yes, thank you for joining us to build your empire through real estate today. We're happy to have you two lovely ladies. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.